So today on the Cut series, I got a pretty dope fucking guy, man. We met a few days ago. I was blessed to have him on the Tapped In Sessions platform. Super dope vibe, and the music is so fire, which is why we decided to have this sit down and get to know him a little better, man. Hopefully, you guys get some cool insight on him as well. My man Drew. What's up, man?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Thank you for being here, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So your artist name, what's your actual artist name?
So it's Kinnecom.
Kinnecom?
Yeah.
Okay, so where did that come from?
That's actually my last name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's a dope-ass last name.
Thanks, man.
What the hell?
Yeah, it was like when I was growing up, it was like everyone would call me Kinnecom.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? And they'd call my brother it too, but they more call him Kenny or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But it's just one of those things where, you know, when you have like a certain name, like people just love to say it.
Right. You have a catchy name, so they're just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, and like it's like either they're messing with you or whatever, but it just became one of those things where I realized people kind of like clung to it a little bit. You know, and when I was transitioning from being in bands and stuff, it's really funny because I had my dad is like the original, like me. He's like the drummer. He taught me how to drum.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Oh, so he was also into music.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, dope.
And like almost all the music that I listened to like started from like what he showed me.
Cool.
And I still listen to like a lot of some of the records that he showed me are still like my favorite. And I remember we had a phone call and I kind of like asked him for like his blessing on using the family name for my artist name.
Oh, cool.
And he was on Google and he's like looking it up. He's like, yeah, I see Danzig. He's like, you know, I see like Bon Jovi's. Like he's just looking through names. And I remember this funny conversation I had with him where we basically decided on that name. And I'm so glad we did.
Well, that's a super unique name because I don't think anybody has that. Like,
yeah,
I thought you just made that up. Or like when I saw like your Instagram name, I'm like, hey, that sounds cool as shit. But hey, that's your last name, so that's pretty dope. So bring me back to your early days. Where are you originally from?
So I was born in Palmdale, California.
Okay.
That song, Afro Man, Palmdale, won't you come back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Born there. I don't know much about it, to be honest. But we lived there, and like it was like a dump where we lived, and my brother got hit by like a hit and run car.
Oh, Jesus.
Just a bunch of stuff happened, and we moved to Colorado.
Okay.
So
at a young age.
Yeah, like I think I was like 6 or 7.
Okay, cool.
So I technically, it's weird. I'd say grew up in Colorado because that's where I went to like elementary, middle school.
Yeah, that kind of like creates who you become those years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went there, and that's sort of where I like started messing around with music, you know. Started a punk bands, and what's funny is I was like really bad in school, you know. It's like pretty obvious when you look at me.
Wait, hold on. Right now, yes, but were you always like a person that wanted to stand out and like by the way you dress? I'm assuming you didn't have tattoos at the time.
To be honest, like the standing out thing at first wasn't really a choice. You know, it was like, you know, I just didn't fit in.
Really?
Know?
Okay.
Yeah, and it was like in school, it was like one of those things where I was like too much of a loser to hang out with the cool kids, but I was like too stupid to hang out with the smart kids. And
so it was like you didn't know where to fit in almost.
I didn't know where to fit in, and so I just kind of like clung to like the music I was listening to and stuff, and kind of developed an identity through that. And I like a lot of us, it's like in the art world, like it's like I've kind of found a community online. Okay. You know. Okay. And that was kind of how I started to understand what I was into and things like that, because I didn't really play sports, and I honestly I didn't really like show up to school at all.
Oh, okay.
I skateboarded.
Dope.
And stuff. So I would like ride the bus to school
and just skateboard away.
And then skateboard to town and go to the skate park and just do dumb shit.
Yeah, I love skateboarding.
Skateboard back to school, get on the bus, go home. And my parents were so chill that I would just get home and they'd be like, "Did you have homework?" And I'd be like, "No." They're
They
like,
didn't even
okay.
ask. No questions, right?
No question.
Wait. What? How old are you, by the way?
I'm 32.
Okay, so you're kind of in my age range. So yeah. Back in the days, I felt like parents didn't really give a fuck. Not that they didn't give a fuck, they just didn't ask enough.
Yeah.
Like now, it's like my kids. If my son misses school, they'll send me a message immediately. And I'm like, thank God we didn't have that back in the day.
Yeah, I think that they tried, but it's like back then you could kind of like disappear in the noise a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm sure they called my parents.
Okay.
You know, but like no one, like if you didn't pick up back in, you know,
they're not gonna keep trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, there's just call and okay, they didn't. So you kind of disappear. Now everything's so instant.
Yeah.
That if you act like you didn't get a message from someone, like you really have to play stupid. Like
yeah.
They're like, I know you got the message because it.
Yeah, it's like when you call somebody or you message somebody and then days later they'll be like, oh, I didn't get your text. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of like, we kind of have to like really try and
you have to like say like my phone broke almost, like my shit fell in the water, I just got a new phone, did you text me? You know what I mean? Because you can't say I missed your call, I missed your text.
You can't. Everything is so instant.
Yeah.
It's like even like like I tell a lot of, because a lot of my friends don't know much about like the music business and stuff, and so it's like they'll be like I'm friends with a lot of dancers and things like that, and they're like, oh, I hope they see this video I tagged them. I'm like, they saw it.
Yeah.
Because I've been on tour buses with like, not to blow up your spot.
Yeah.
I've been on tour buses with like super famous rappers and artists, and they're on their phones more than anybody. They're just sitting there scrolling.
I know. Bro, it's so funny that you say that because I thought the same thing at one point. I'm like, these celebrities don't look at their phone. And if they do, they're flooded with messages.
That's all they do.
But it's a lie. Like, they see everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they check DMs. They if someone tags them, they'll look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So keep tagging them. You never know what will happen.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, if you do something dope, they're gonna reach out.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's just, you just focus on quality and whatever, and they're gonna reach out eventually. But people are paying attention.
100%.
You know.
So the music, so it influenced you at a young age. So when did you actually start? Like, I know you say you started like a band. Were you trying to go serious with it at that point, or was it something that you were just trying to get into?
Oh yeah. No, I mean, like, I think this is like one thing that's crazy, that I rarely meet people who kind of had the same upbringing. But like when I was like 13, like I was like, I want to do stadiums.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? I was like, I want to do a stadium show. I want to be the biggest band in the world. That's why like Bon Jovi is a big influence of mine. And there's an interview where he says like, they're like, yeah, you know, like, I'm paraphrasing super hard, but they're like, you know, the clubs, like, it's so much more intimate and whatever. And he's like, that's cool, but I want to sell out the Sahara Desert.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And make that intimate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
So that's kind of like, obviously, you know, that's not how it ended up so far, but it's like, and I found other ways to kind of recreate that adrenaline and things like that. But when I was, I think probably 10 or 11, my dad showed me an electronic like drum pad.
Yeah.
And he kind of showed me the drums a little bit, but he was like, I'm not going to set them up yet. He's like, if you really want to play the drums, then learn. Like the way he taught me was actually really insane. He was like, if you want to play the drums, I'm going to give you this one little pad, and you have to learn this like rudiment. This rudiment, and you have to learn it to a metronome. So he made me listen to a metronome.
That's smart.
Yeah, and it was like one of those like actual like, you know, like the physical one, and because we didn't have smartphones or whatever, and so I had that, and I had
was it like paradiddles that he made you do?
Yeah, paradiddles, and I started learning that, and it was really basic.
Yeah,
and like, you know, right, left, right, you know, kind of things, and but he made me learn it to you know, the metronome, and then he made me like learn like with like the rim as the hi-hat to like, I think, a Metallica song.
Okay.
And so I had to like learn that and be able to play the rhythm, and I had to like be able to keep on the rhythm for like a good like minute. And then he was like, "All right, let's set up the drums."
That's
And
the
then
most important thing, those fundamentals that he taught
it's
you. Because
fundamentals.
I'm in drumming classes right now, and that's
Oh
like shit
shit.
that they're teaching me. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And I hated it. I was
Yeah,
like, this is
yeah.
fucking stupid.
Because to you, it's like, all right, this is kind of easy, but it's like you keeping on that same rhythm is so key because at the end of the day, the drummer is what keeps the song alive and on timing. You know what I mean? So we're such an important role for music.
It influenced, yeah, like every instrument I've learned, I always learn it the same way. It's like what you're saying. It's like because of that and because of how I would get to a point where when I wanted to join marching band in school, they didn't let me in because obviously it was hard to take me serious because I didn't show up to class and
Mhm.
I had all straight F's in every class, and I didn't sign up for like early in school, like I think in elementary school or whatever, you sign up for like music class.
Yeah.
And so it's honestly, I don't blame the teacher, but I'm sure he's like, all these kids have gone through this training where they've kind of like learned how to read music and this and that. Like, why would I let you in on the marching band? And but he didn't realize that I was doing this stuff at home.
Yeah.
And so I actually I tried to join band a bunch of times, and he wouldn't let me in. And then I played a talent show, and I just did like a drum solo.
And was he there?
Yeah, and it was like, and it's funny because I have all this footage from when I was like a little kid, because I would play the drums and I would do like little like twirls in the air. I'd
Yeah.
throw my sticks at the end.
Oh shit.
I was like really into it.
Okay.
And like you would hear the crowd would just go crazy.
Wow.
And just because they're like, well, this kid is taking it way too
Yeah,
serious.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And he came up, and I remember seeing him come up to the stage and talking to my dad, and I was like, oh, I'm in marching band now.
And did you end up joining?
Yeah, I ended
Look
up
at
joining.
that, bro.
Yeah, and I
Sometimes you
ended
just
up.
gotta prove it.
Oh my god, yeah, and I mean, like that was like obviously not high stakes.
But how did that make you feel, like when you found out you was in it?
I was stoked because I really wanted to be in it. I wanted to like spend more time playing drums because that was the problem, was like it was like school and then go home and play drums.
Yeah.
And now I could play drums at school.
Yeah.
Like,
And did it also make you feel like you're finally like a part of something?
yeah.
You know what I mean? At that age?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And then I was always trying to convince him to let me be the drummer in jazz bands.
Mhm.
And he was like, when we have a rock song, I'll let you do that. And I'm like, that's not the point. Like, I don't want to. But I get where he was coming from. But it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the performances and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was like, then I was at school, and it was funny because growing up, I was always politicking. Always politicking. Like the way that I operate now is the way I was as a kid. So I'd always be coming up to people, like trying to figure out what their image is going to be, what their sound is going to be, how they're going to fit into the band. And so I would have like kids who were like on like, the football team,
Mhm.
like wearing skinny jeans and spiking their hair and shit. And they'd be like, don't tell anybody, like, don't tell anybody I'm hanging out with you. I'd be like, just do it for this one like battle of the bands, and I won't tell
Oh, it'll
you.
be like out of school?
Yeah, out
Oh.
of school. Yeah, so I'd get them to like, and then I'd like try and like book little shows around town and stuff like that, and I remember that they'd be like, if you tell anybody, I'm out.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, that's cool with me, dude, because
That's so funny how kids are so afraid to just be themselves sometimes, you know?
yeah, and we're all just big kids now. It's the same.
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah,
You
yeah.
ask people to be a part of something, and they're like afraid it's gonna mess up their brand. I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But that's all we are now. It's just big kids.
Yeah, we are big kids at the end of the day, just with fucking jobs now and responsibilities.
Yeah.
So at that time, at this age that we're on, who were your current musical influences at that time? Like, who were you listening to?
Oh man, I mean, I was listening to like the Casualties and Anti-Flag um and Pennywise and and Blink-182 and
So very rock orientated, like
Yeah.
vibes you were listening to.
Yeah,
Any
like-
rap at the time?
no.
Oh, okay, cool.
No.
So when
mean,
was your
Linkin
first
Park.
kind of like that was like a first kind of like feel
Sorry,
of rap.
guys.
So what was like your first like rap song that you heard or kind of vibe to?
I mean, like we were both in kind of the same like I feel like age bracket, and so it was Eminem and 50 Cent.
Yeah. It's funny because a lot of the people that I've interviewed recently are, a little younger than me, kind of almost like a little younger than you as well. And a lot of them say that the first rapper they ever heard was 50 Cent, and that surprises me.
Wow.
Because like for me, so I'm 37. So for me, like the first artist that I ever heard was I'm from New York, so I'm an East Coast person, and the first music that I heard hip hop wise was the West Coast music. So I heard like Snoop Dogg and like NWA. So that was like my introduction to rap music. So when like a lot of people now saying that 50 Cent was like the first artist, it blows my mind because I was already in like almost high school when 50 Cent came out. So I'm like, what the fuck? But I get it. 50 was such an impactful artist.
So influential.
Yeah. And Eminem, that whole camp.
And that album, like it's so rare to have an album that good.
No skips.
Yeah, no skips. Because I later in life, I think I started to like Eminem, and there were other rappers that I was into. But it's like even them, it's like the albums, it's like, okay, this was cool at that time.
Yeah.
But a lot of the songs are heavy skips for me. But that album, it's like if I'm in the gym, it's like top to bottom.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, the production.
Yeah. And then what he made, the impact, like the feeling that he gave when he came into the game, I don't think we'll ever get that again. Like he was like a superstar, like this, like I don't know, like a superhero almost. It was just so weird. Like his aura and just the way he came into the game, he got shot 9 times, survived. It was like cool. You know what I mean? It was like, what the fuck?
That was still the time of the tabloids too.
Yeah.
Like if you had something cool like that.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just like you would meet people and they wouldn't know anything about you, but they'd be like, "That's the guy who got shot 9 times."
That's it. They don't know anything else.
Now you got to get shot like every week.
Yeah, you gotta get shot.
You got shot like 2 weeks ago. That's old.
Yeah, that's old news. That's old news.
No.
Yeah, that is so true. Because there's like something happens to you now, it's cool for a day or two, and then it's
Don't
like,
get
what
shot.
next?
Don't shoot anybody, please.
Yeah, please don't get any ideas.
You know what I'm saying? There's other ways to make it.
Yeah,
I swear.
So so your sound, it has like a unique emotional edge to it. How did you develop to get to this point? Like, did you always have this sound, or it kind of like you went through different, waves of trying to find your sound?
It's like I'm where I'm at now. I understand that things need to be explained because I've gone through so many eras of music that I've pulled things from here and pulled things from here that to me, I'm like, I immediately assume people just understand where I'm coming from. And it's like, I think you probably, could understand more of like my influences and things like than the average person that I, engage with. But it's like, there's so much little moments in music culture and underground music, especially that I've pulled from. Even from like the punk bands and the way that they were like simplifying the message and the grit of that, to the 80s hair metal. That's a big one. Like the hair, that's from my dad and from my mom. My favorite band, still to this day, is Def Leppard.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah.
And there's something about the way that the records just ooze emotion. I love it. It's like, I just want that so bad from a song. And it's to the point where there's been moments where I, not to be that guy, but there's been moments where I've been working on a project where I'm like, this could be a hit. I could be a superstar tomorrow if I just do what this producer and this label is saying and just record this song with this feature and this person. But I'm like, it needs a drum fill, it needs a solo, it needs something, it needs like some impact, it needs some whatever, and I end up just taking it completely out of context and flipping it around.
Yeah.
And to me, that it's a magical experience.
Yeah.
But to them, they're like, I don't they think that I don't see what they see,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I see it, I'm just bored.
Yeah.
You know
Because
what
they
I
have
mean?
like this formula that they think works or might work, but like you as an artist, you're like a Kanye West almost, where you're just like orchestrating what you have in your brain and what you know will sound great as well. So
Yeah, because I mean, we grew up like, you know, it was like I think, remember at McDonald's you'd get the little mix CDs.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So that was formative experience for me to learn how many of those artists had one smash hit. Everybody knew who Lil Romeo was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where is he? I mean, no offense if you're watching this.
Yeah, as on a mainstream level, correct. Yeah.
But it's like you had the biggest song in the world. Every place was playing it. It was repeat. But you can't recreate that.
Yeah.
You have to. You like the second you start trying to be yourself, you lose people because they don't want. You know, I mean, not about that, but there's so many songs like that. Like there's so many songs that I've been recording, and I'm just like, I've been, you know, there's been so many times in my life where I've been an emotional wreck and been this and been that and gone through so much shit that I just can't afford to not be able to heal and be myself and express myself in a way to keep me going.
Yeah.
I can't pretend. So if I have a song that's just like, you know, like we're at the club having fun, you know, like the other 364 days of the year that I didn't write that song, I'm going through shit.
Yeah.
And I have to be able to like live my truth. And, you know, it's like so many of the moments that I liked in music were artists who, you know, they came from an expectation that they wouldn't make it. And they just went super hard and just pushed through, and eventually they had their moment, and it might be a hit song, it might be a stupid song,
Yeah.
but they have a catalog before that, and I'd rather do that where I have a catalog of music that
People can go back to and be like, okay, this is him.
Yeah,
you know,
this is him.
because I feel like a lot of artists, especially in their early days, those are songs that have a lot of passion, a lot of like, you feel it a lot more because they're hungry for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, which sucks, a lot of artists do end up kind of falling off because not only because I'm gonna say sometimes it's like the artist, they live a better life, so they have like what else can they fucking write about?
Yeah.
And then on top of that too, it's like the label sometimes makes you create these records that are like radio hits and stuff like that. So a lot of people are like, oh, this person fell off. But then you got your fans that no matter what, like if you write music that you feel and it's emotional to you, and you're not really thinking about making the hit, people are still gonna fuck with it because they can relate to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you probably have a lot of those songs, right? Like you're just super emotional. You're in there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a muscle. You know, I mean, it's more complicated than that, but it's like songwriting, vocal delivery. I mean, every day, like think about like being in a relationship, and it's like your ability to communicate is something that had to be developed.
Yeah.
By making the wrong choices.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you only have one relationship and it's based off of youth and innocence and premature love and infatuation, and that carries you forever, and then you're secured in that. If you find a way to mature and grow together, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
But for people who kind of get locked in that and they get out, they really struggle to build something new, because everything is a reference to that one.
Exactly.
And that's how I feel about like a lot of these labels are not, I'm not anti-label, but a lot of people who are in business, in the music business, and I don't blame them for this. They're trying to find a way to make you successful. You have a dream and they're trying to help you. but especially when you're young, the easiest thing to capitalize off of is your youth.
Yes.
So it's like you're young, you're fresh, you're like ready to risk it all. You're a little stupid. I
Yeah.
was really stupid.
We're still take advantage of artists too because of that.
Yeah, they take advantage, and it's like a lot of that is like it's like let's take all of that young essence and just throw it out there in one song, and then once they actually formulate their personalities and their character and they actually go through things, they have no experience of communicating that.
Yeah.
They have no experience of turning that into a song. The vocal delivery is, or instrument, like vocal delivery in all instruments, because it's like the way that I play guitar was I vocalized it, and it's like you learn. If you listen to the songs that I did when I was in like screamo bands or whatever, and I was on guitar or drums, and you listen to my music, you could tell it was the same person because of the way I've learned how to vocalize my emotions, the way I learned how to play with the notes and play with the harmonies and play with those things, and the expression of it. And it's like that was as somebody like me, like who's like has like really high emotions, and there's so many times I went to the studio with just like this abyss in my stomach, just like
Ready to let it out.
just ready to let it out. And I had to learn how to not just go 120%. I had to learn how to pull back. So it's like I didn't have to learn how to like express myself. I had to learn how to like kind of like understand what I'm trying to express. I just I got to learn the gas or the brake. Not the gas. So it's like.
And what did like the producers tell you this, or was it something that you kind of were like hearing back and you're like, okay, let me actually dumb it down a bit so people can really understand what the hell I'm trying to portray here?
Yeah, or even just like it's like there could be dumbing it down, but it's like if you get in a car and you hit the brakes and go 200, you're gonna hit a wall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily dumbing it out, it's just dumbing it down always, where you're just stopping, but maybe learning how to turn and switch gears and learning how to get more creative with your passion.
Pull over at the gas station real quick.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah, like put gas in the car.
Yeah.
Because like it's like I used to think if I didn't like leave the studio without a voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Holy
vocal
shit.
trainers and whatever, they hate this. So I used to think I didn't tell people this, but I used to feel internally if I didn't lose my voice every time I performed, then I didn't go.
You didn't do
out.
enough, yeah.
And so a lot of my songs are like that. They're really hard to perform because it sounds better to me when it's at the top of my range.
Got it.
But honestly, I got to a point creatively where I just wanted to create so much and everything that I couldn't work with producers because it's just like I just always wanted to be recording. I always wanted to be. I couldn't like even the way I record now. It's really hard to work with producers because the way that I punch in my vocals, like I need like 2 seconds max.
So
my punch.
So what? Yeah. What's a studio session like with you? Are you still with a producer? Are you recording alone?
I record alone, and I record with my left hand on the computer or the laptop or the board or whatever, and I have the microphone here, and I record spacebar, record spacebar, record spacebar.
So you punch in quite often on a song.
Yeah, like thousands of times.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that, man.
Yeah.
I kind of like that because sometimes I see artists in the studio and they're just trying to go one take, and I'm like, you gotta breathe. You gotta,
Never.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like I don't even. It's funny. I like people I've recorded with. They honestly, I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even finish the line. If it sonically isn't feeling right, I don't even finish the line. I don't even want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you play it to me, I'm offended.
Yeah.
Because I'm just so like, I don't know. I just it's like a dump of energy, and so I'm like, record. I don't want to hear more than 2 seconds before my punch. You know, like there's a lot of studio sessions where I go to, and um, there's studio sessions I go to where I do the first line and they start the song over, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Oh, like don't go that far back.
Yeah. Like, well, I'm supposed to fucking like
Wait.
do my taxes. Like,
Yeah.
this is so long.
Yeah, so you just want to give me 2-3 seconds back, and then I'm punching right back in.
Yeah, it's neurotic, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'll do like, I could probably do, you know, 50 takes in a minute,
Yeah.
just because of how quick I punch and stop, punch, stop,
Yeah.
punch, stop.
You have a method already how you do things.
I have a method, and sometimes it's funny. I'll have to stop and I'll go to the bathroom and I'll come back and it's first take.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which drives me fucking nuts.
And so do you mix yourself or do you send it to somebody?
Yeah, mix it myself.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mix and master it myself. I used to work with other people, like, and I want to now. I would love to, like, you know, I would love for somebody with a new ear, fresh ear, to come in and mix the songs and all that stuff. But it's a whole process for me, because honestly, the way that I mix is I honestly, the way I like record is I usually record over just like a piano or like a bass line and maybe some pad or something, really bare bones, and I build it vocally, and then I go back and I mix like with, this is gonna sound weird, but I mix in a way where I choose sounds and keyboards and whatever that fit the frequencies I'm trying to fill.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to turn what I already had into something that can be mixed into filling this frequency or this, you know, this like perceived loudness, I play it for that.
Got it.
And then after that, of course, I do touches and boost things where they need to be boosted and get the volume up. But it's like the mix process and the production process, or like I guess like the curating process is all one. So it's really hard to bring somebody else into that.
Gotcha.
Because if they're mixing something and they're like, yeah, I just have to get it to fill this pocket, I'm like, then let's choose a different keyboard.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like with me, with like music videos, like it's hard for me to get somebody to come and like help me edit a video, or if I get like bombarded with videos, I do it sometimes, but like to have somebody, hey, listen, I have so much on my plate. Can you edit this video for me, guys? I have editors that I work with too, but it's like fuck, because only in my head I know how I want this shit to come out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, and you're like your flow, like your it's like your tempo.
Yeah.
Because a lot of editors, it's a different tempo that they do. It's like they know that they want it like cut,
exactly.
down,
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
exactly. Some it's like flow into this scene.
Yeah, some people see things. Well, everybody sees things differently. Like there's guys. It depends on the style, but some people don't like the cut every 0.5 seconds. Some people like the longer scene, then a cut. The long scene, then a cut. You know what I mean? And I kind of vibe with that. It all depends on, again, like the music. Yes. I'm more, and what I'm known for is like the cinematic looking music videos. So there's a lot of slow mo, a lot of long shots. It's not cut.
Now the videos, it's like you know, it's like they turn into 3 people, and then you know, the gunfire, and you go through the
listen, I don't do all of that.
like what am I
you know what it is? It's
like a fever dream.
Yeah, a lot, because it's like a lot of the drill artists like that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Cole Bennett kind of like started that trippy effects stuff, and a lot of artists ran with it, and a lot of them asked for it, especially when they come to me. And there's times where I'll do it, but there's a lot of times where I'm just like, I'm just not into that. Like, I'm sure you can find somebody that enjoys doing that. Yeah. I'm more of the let me hear your song and let's bring that motherfucker to life like a short film. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, it's one of those things where like if you kind of get to a point where you like, if you're like making food yourself or whatever from stuff that you pull from like the microwave and you know whatever, it's like a bunch of hot sauce and salt and ketchup and this and put that in there, and you get a soda on the side and all this stuff. And or if you like certain foods, like there's like, you look at the ingredients label and there's like 1,000 ingredients, and eventually you start to get so used to that where you feel like if you don't have that, it's like boring. But
Yeah.
then you finally get to a place where someone delivers you a like professionally cooked product,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, this feels way better.
Yeah.
And it's only 3 ingredients.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know what I
There you
mean?
go.
And it's cooked right, it's preserved right,
Yeah.
it's all these things.
And then you don't know until you have it.
You don't know
So
until you
like
have
a lot of these artists, I tell them like they don't like. I'll write a treatment and I'll send it to them and they just can't understand it. They're like, damn, I kind of want it like this. I'm like, no, trust me. Like you're hiring me for my vision. Trust me, you're in good hands. And then when they see the final product, they're like, oh shit. Like, yeah, this, I didn't expect this to look
proper
like this.
camera angles, proper camera
lighting,
movement, the right lens, the right lights.
Yeah.
That's like a big one. There's so many shoots that I go to where I'm looking at the footage and I don't want to be that guy, but it's like, I'm like, bro, you brought the wrong lens. You know
and let me ask you kind of know about shit like this. Have you ever shot music videos?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, okay, fuck.
Yeah. I used to, so during well, I mean, you know, it's like from where I came from, like, I toured in like screamo bands, and I did, you know, I've done the rap thing with the rap artists, and I've done, you know, all these different, I had to learn. There's nothing like that. I'm one of those people that I don't want to do business with anybody that I don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it's like, at first I just learned video, so I understood what they were doing, so that I knew how to. That is a tip for all you guys, is like learn your craft so much that you know how to communicate what you want. Because so often you work with artists and there's like famous rappers or singers that I work with where they're in the studio and they're like make it like sound like more like they're trying to say like EQ it so it sounds more upfront.
Okay.
But they're like, do the reverb, and like this is your one thing you don't know how to ask for what you want.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So that's like the ultimate tip. Like if you want a good video, learn how to shoot videos. If you want a good recording, learn how to mix, learn how to record yourself. If you want to learn how to dress good, like, you know, learn, like, go with a stylist and like learn how they're putting stuff together.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
learn
smart.
color correction. Learn if you like book your own shows so you know what a booking agent is doing. You know, if you like, you know, go on tour with somebody so that you know what a touring manager is doing. Because eventually you're gonna have if you get a big hit, you're gonna have all these people who are just like, this costs $5,000.
And then you're wondering why they're charging that.
Yeah.
But if somebody was to be in my shoes and see, because everybody's like, oh, you just pick up a camera and hit record.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Like, there's a lot that goes into shooting a music video, pre-production and post-production, and people don't see it. And they're like, you charge so much. And
the reason why, you know, we're like locking in is because it's like it's the same thing with tattoos. It's the same thing with audio engineers. It's the same thing that we all are struggling with. Barbers, we're all struggling with this so much, is that there is a quality control issue. And the amount it takes to just, because it is, even if you suck, the amount of work and time it takes to pick up a camera and just get to a shoot and deal with all the bullshit and deal with fucking, you know, everyone's 2 hours late and everyone like brings 20 friends and everyone wants to smoke in the spot and they're canceling and this and that. It's the same, it's the same threshold for everybody, where it's like, you have to pay this amount just for me to show up, and be able to, you know, direct this, be able to put this together. And then if you are okay or you kind of suck, that's the threshold. If you're like an expert, you charge a little bit more.
Yeah.
And there's so much below here. There's so much before you hit that threshold. Whereas it should be, you know, if we lived in a perfect world, the people who suck would charge this much and people who are great would charge this much. So just to like set up, just to have tattoo gear, just to have ink, just to have this, just to have a camera, just to have studio space, just have this, just have a studio, it costs this much. So you're paying for the costs, and then people are just trying to get the lowest. So it's like you have people who have no idea what the fuck they're doing, charging $100 less than people who are experts.
Yeah.
You know, so
and that's what they're messing up the game too, because it's like there's a lot of people who, because these cameras now are pretty affordable, like 4K cameras. And because I remember when I started, there wasn't a lot of guys doing it, especially like independent videographers. So I was part of like, especially in New York City, that first batch of guys that really did it independently. And then all of a sudden, you just see everybody buying a camera. All they got to do is change their Instagram description, videographer, and now they're fucking camera guys now, and now they're charging close to nothing. And then a lot of artists fuck up because they rather pay less and get a shitty product than pay more and then look great on camera, and it's gonna look good for you as an artist.
Yeah.
So those guys are definitely oversaturating the business, and it's.
And now you have like agents, like A&Rs and people who are really high up in the music industry. And I don't want to like blow up anybody's spot or anything, but there's like these major labels with executives who are piecing together people who like basically pairing expert videographers with very low level talent, and very low level talent are getting the best production, are getting the best videos, are getting the best products, and the people who have the really high level artists are
cutting corners,
are stuck in this like fucked up game where the like threshold to shoot or to record or whatever is already so high, like in funds, that's all they can afford. So the really great engineers are working with really booty artists,
yeah,
and the really shitty engineers and videographers are working with the best performers and artists.
Yeah.
And so now you have all of these, I'm talking my shit right now. You have all of these like influencers and executives and A&Rs who are filling your heads with this concept of like hustle and content, and this is more important than talent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because they are a product of a fucked up game.
Yeah.
Where it's completely backwards. If the videographers and I understand why they can't, we kind of have to work together, and it's like it's politics. But if the producers and the videographers and the A&Rs and the managers of high caliber started being selective, and they could afford to be, and that's like just the society we live in. It's expensive to live and be an artist, but if they could afford to be more selective and work with the high caliber artists and performers who take time with their craft, all of these issues would not be happening. And you wouldn't have people out here saying you got to drop 50 videos a day and don't even ever rehearse your voice.
Yeah.
Don't learn how to do any of these things. Don't like this idea of like you're a perfectionist, you're spending too much. There's truth to it, but there's only short-term truth.
Yeah.
Where it's like if you're talented, you're gonna get a lot farther if you just suck it up and join the fucking matrix and you know what I mean? But it's not a long-term solution.
Yeah, exactly.
Because eventually you're gonna like, we have the amount of times that I meet an artist who has a 7-figure deal from a record label, who has the best team ever. People I would be so blessed to even just like work with for a couple weeks. I'm talking to them and they have no idea what the fuck's going on. They're like, yeah, I recorded this song in one day or in 1 hour. And they don't know how it was produced. They don't know how it was written. They don't know how it was done. They don't know.
Yeah, they don't know anything that's happening in the background. They're just like a little puppet.
Yeah, they're a little puppet. Yeah. And it's not about them. They're usually cool as fuck.
Yeah.
And honestly, a lot of times that's why they're in the spot, is because they're just cool as fuck, easy to get along with, but they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. And you have like this like expert entourage of like musical scientists and video scientists and engineers and all this stuff who are just like crafting this product, and they bring them to someone like me who's been fucking doing it for 20 years, and they're like, curate a personality for this person, curate a sound for this person, and I've really struggled with that. I've had a lot of opportunities where someone has wanted me to songwrite, and and I might be fucking up my bag by even just talking about this, but it's just like, I just don't want to, I lose interest because I just don't want to perpetuate the cycle that we're in right now.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a part of breaking that cycle. And,
Touche.
Yeah. So that's kind of that's my hot take.
No, those great takes, and it's all it's all reality, man. There's a lot of things that people don't see behind the scenes, and you've been around for a while, and I've been around for a while, so we've probably have seen a lot, especially with major artists, what they go through behind the scenes, and it's kind of crazy, but yeah, it's life, man. And
it's life, man. It's the same thing with politics.
Yeah,
it's the same thing
exactly.
With
shit that they put
food and
they put a. Oh, speaking about food, so you told me you're vegan, aren't you?
Vegan, yeah.
How did that happen? Let me tell you something. I got respect for vegans, man, because you guys got like the discipline of a monk. Like, how the fuck do you guys do that?
Well, it was easy for me because I started off really young.
Oh, okay.
So I watched one of those like PETA factory farm videos.
Oh, that fucked it up for you then.
Yeah, 14, 15. I'm a really sensitive, person.
Yeah,
so
you saw how the animals were getting slaughtered and shit?
And I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I've seen that and it fucked me up, I'm not gonna lie.
Fucked me up.
But I was
like so young too.
Yeah. I saw it too, and I tried not to eat meat, but I went to a barbecue one day and I was just like, I gotta have that burger, bro.
Sometimes, that's all it takes, it's like
the smell.
It's like that with anything. It's like,
it's so hard.
So it's like I go back and forth. Listen, if you eat meat and you whatever, even if you it's like I don't know if what I'm doing is the right call. I don't know.
Yeah. But does it make you feel good? I
just know how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just know how I feel. And there's vegans I know who feel like shit. Maybe it doesn't work with their body, or maybe they're not doing it right or whatever. When I first transitioned, all I ate was fucking chicken nuggets and drank, Coca-Cola. And so
But this is prior to becoming a vegan?
Yeah, that was when I went vegan, that was all I did. So all I had to do was switch to soy chicken nuggets.
Oh, so you would eat soy chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
To try to in your brain make you feel like you're still eating actual chicken?
It was just I had such a simple palate. So if you're in your 20s or later in life,
when you have so many different foods,
you have a palate, so you know what you like, you know what works well with you, and trying to kind of remap that and remap all those tastes and all that stuff. All I wanted was fucking chicken tenders.
Oh, okay, so it was easier.
It was easy because once I switched, I was like, oh, this is pretty similar, and then I built my my kind of cravings and diet and all of those things from that. So now I have an appetite for, fruits and vegetables and beans and things like that. It's like even right now I'm like craving Brussels sprouts.
That's crazy. So you eventually just train your stomach and your mind to enjoy these foods.
Yeah.
Because I gotta be honest. If somebody gives me a salad, it's not gonna be enjoyable.
Fuck a salad.
I'm so I need.
Fuck salad. Don't ever bring me a fucking salad. That shit pisses me off, dude.
Because everybody assumes that's all you eat.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I made you a salad. Fuck you.
Fuck this salad.
Dude, I fucking hate.
So what do you replace? How do you replace with protein and shit?
Water, motherfucker. If
water?
There's nothing, don't bring me a fucking salad. Bring me a glass of water. No, so I like a good vegan meal, of course. But
what's the best vegan meal? A full fucking meal, a Thanksgiving meal, for instance.
Like a Thanksgiving meal. Well, I not everybody's like this. So I do love the mock meats.
Okay.
I think, and I do love tofu. I think a lot of people are like, oh, I don't really like tofu, and it's then the other, it's there's so much mock meat out there. There's like tempeh and seitan and jackfruit and all these things. I do like a good straight up tofu. I think one of my favorite meals to eat is sauteed spinach, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, greens, sauteed shiitake mushrooms.
Okay.
And then some tofu or some seitan or whatever, and then a little lime, little lemon, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Oh, an avocado.
Okay. So you like some avocado?
Yeah, but at the very base, like I love a good like spinach cooked. I don't like raw spinach.
Yeah.
You know,
Same thing
unless,
with like Brussels sprouts, right? They're better cooked.
yeah, like
Yeah, right. Like I've
yeah.
seen some. Like I actually got introduced to Brussels sprouts not too long ago. I was at some restaurant. They had them as like appetizers, and these shits were fire.
Fire.
Dude. I was
If you bring me
yes.
like dry, cold, uncooked vegetables, and you want me to eat it, then you have to eat dry, uncooked meat.
Meat, yeah, okay. That's the equivalent of that,
Yeah. I like my shit prepared too.
Yeah.
So it's like, nah, I mean, obviously, if there is nothing, I have a mentor who like walks around and like eats like sliced carrots and sliced cucumbers.
So fucking so let me hear some of like the day-to-day shit that you go through because of your appearance. How was your like encounters with strangers? Like
A lot of staring. Which can be cute, you know, especially kids.
Yeah.
It's like, aw, you know, and I just, you know, wave at them and stick my tongue out and whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Isn't it weird that it's like sometimes like, cause I get it too, right? But there's times where I forget how I look.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that?
Always.
Dude, I'm like,
still,
why
like,
is this person staring at me? And then I'm like, oh.
I still see like, you know, formative me.
Yeah.
So it's like,
everybody says that. They're like, yo, do you not see yourself with tattoos? I'm like, no, I feel like I still don't have any.
when I see myself in a picture, especially with other people who aren't tattooed or whatever, I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, that's what I look like.
Who the hell's that guy?
You guys let him in? Yeah, especially like family and stuff, because it's like it's so stark in the way I dress and everything. And but it's actually kind of there's a blessing to it where that I wish that everyone could experience, because everybody, not everybody, but you know, especially speaking for me and people that I know have said that, you know, they have insecurities about trying new things and trying this because of how they'll be perceived.
Yeah.
There's like there's a breakthrough that you kind of only get if you really take that risk with your appearance or with your personality or whatever, where you learn how like accepting, forgiving, compassionate, empathetic people are.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm more than if the people that are kindest to me are the people that the average person would think are the ones who judge me the most.
Like the complete opposite of you.
Yeah,
right?
like the super conservative, old grandpa, whatever.
Yeah.
They will go out of their way and be like, just so you know, I really like what you're doing.
That's so crazy, right?
And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it'll be like the little old woman, and she'll treat me like she don't see a tattoo on my body.
Yeah.
And I'm like, does she not see how I look?
Yeah.
And she doesn't clench her purse, nothing. She's just like super kind. And then it'd be like people who are like, I would expect not to feel weird. And I'm like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's people who are closer to those decisions. You know,
like I kind of want to do what he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But then whatever roadblock they hit, that like, you know, like your car has a governor, like whatever like governor that stops them from doing that is what makes them, you know, it's not necessarily judgmental. It's their projection of other people's judgment onto you. It's not, and I don't take it as an insult, but it's just, you know, like someone who might, for example, have all like a bunch of tattoos, but none of them are visible.
Yeah, I got a boy that's a chase worker, and he has literally tattoos everywhere, but you can't see them.
You can't see him
when he got his suit on. Yeah,
and they'll be like, you know, kind of like, are you sure you want to do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like, you know, I think like someone who has no tattoos, they're just like, they've never went through that. It's kind of like the thing, like if you're dating someone who's constantly paranoid about what you're doing, where you're going, what you're doing, then it's like, it's probably because they're doing some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the closer, like whatever's stopping you from crossing that line, it's like, is all of those insecurities about what's going to happen if you get caught, what's going to happen if people, you know, judge you and this or that. Like, it's like, there's been times where even outside of it, it's like, I've gone viral for for things online that, you know, I didn't really want to be a part of necessarily, but it happened.
Yeah.
And like I'm just reading like thousands of comments like kill yourself, like fuck
Jesus.
you, like
Yeah.
like I fucking hate this guy.
And you got to be tough because nowadays people take comments seriously and it affects them in their personal life.
Yeah, and but the thing is like if you go through that, it's like I remember that was my worst fear, was going viral for something I didn't want. When it happened, then I was like, I'm still breathing.
Right.
My days
still gotta pay bills. Yeah.
Bills still gotta be paid.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I had to I was forced to learn to be okay.
Like ignore the noise on social media. It's not real, man.
Or coexist with it.
And it's funny because when you're on social media and you become like someone of influence and notoriety and you get backlash and all whatever for whatever reason, in person they would never say it to you.
Yeah.
So it's like it's all just people behind their phones, behind their computers, just talking shit, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming a lot of people ask you they assume you're a rapper a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not knowing. Well, we are like almost an hour in, and we haven't said what kind of music you actually do. What do you consider your music? Because a lot of people probably think you're either a rapper or a rock star.
Oh my God. I mean, I'm definitely a rock star.
Okay.
But more in the traditional sense, you know. And when I take this show on the road, people are gonna really see that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean like bashing my head on stage and breaking guitars. I mean like putting together a credible stadium experience with just high caliber performers, dancers, guitar players, keyboard players, backup soul singers, real drummers, you know, just putting together something that really blows people's mind. That's kind of like why I'm developing all these different skills I'm working on. And my label, my team, they didn't understand it before, but I think they're starting to understand why I've been so heavy on like producing and mixing and learning how to dance and learning how to sing proper and learning how to perform proper and my breathing and all these things. But it's like it's an interesting mix between like pop, R&B, alternative, trap. You know, so it's like, you know, I listen to a lot of, or I kind of try and recreate a lot of the feelings I get from like people like French Montana or Ace Hood or Kevin Gates.
I like that you say Ace Hood. He was actually one of my favorite rappers at one point.
Oh my God.
He's so dope.
Just the production and the delivery and all these things. Meek Mill, where you're like, when you're listening to it, you just feel like I gotta go, I gotta hit the pavement. But then also the like vulnerability and the sensitivity and the openness of like, you know, R&B, like 80s and 90s R&B, like just the emotional depth of like Jodeci, Mint Condition. Oh my God! If you listen to R&B, you don't know Mint Condition. Like
put them on the playlist.
Like delete everything for a couple weeks and start listening to Mint Condition. Yeah. Because like their singer is their drummer, and when you listen to those records, like and also please comment if you know any other like great R&B, you know, neo soul groups who have like drummers that like live drums, not the electronic drums, but live drums that sound that good on record, because I'm dying to get more of that. But also just like the guitars and the keyboards and just the background vocals and oh my God.
That's definitely my vibe, and a lot of my viewers are in the same vibe as well. So they'll definitely be commenting shit.
That's what I would want to do, honestly, if I could just have like a fucking sick band. Yeah. And you know, and some great singers on the road with me who like really understand the voice, and dance choreography and all that stuff. I mean, even with when I was like touring in bands or just playing local shows or whatever, me and my little brother, he learned how to like program all the lights to his drums. So, you know, the lights would flash with his kick, and we built lights and we did all this stuff. And it was like very like small time.
Yeah.
But we were kids, and we would show up, and the bands would be like, hey, can we borrow your snare and your amp, and we'd be like, yeah, but you can't borrow the light show that we built.
Yeah.
You can't borrow, like, we were really building a lot.
That's
and
so cool.
we went different ways, but we both have in our own light kind of like figured out how to like just get like really deep with the show that we're putting on. But yeah, a lot of labels that I meet with, and this is just like the audacity sometimes, is like being in a label interview where they're about to negotiate a deal or whatever, and they ask me like, how long you've been rapping?
Without even hearing your music is crazy.
I'm like, what the
like, did you not hear what I sent you?
And I sit there like, just like,
wow.
like, wow. Like, and it's happened so many times that I'm not even insulted. I'm just like,
they think you're one of those syrup sipping, pill popping rappers.
Yeah. And I'm just like, all right, pack it up, boys.
Like, yeah, that's insane.
But so if you ever want to have a fucking interview with me or want to do business with me, please listen to my music first.
Yeah.
Or any artist you're dealing with. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
It's like I'm always honored that they see something in me. I always try and find the silver lining. I'm just blessed to be in the music industry. Every opportunity I've ever gotten, there's like maybe a whole room of other people who are getting the same opportunity, and I'm always the one who's like, I always am like, I'm just so honored to be in this room with all of you. It doesn't matter if they've been making music for a day or not.
Yeah.
There's people I know who have bled their heart and soul into this for their entire lives and never gotten some of the opportunities that I've gotten. And so I don't take it for granted. Yeah,
we forget sometimes to like live in the moments, especially certain moments in your life that you look back and you're like, oh shit, I was in that room, or I was speaking to this person. Definitely got to live in those moments.
Yeah.
What do you think is like the toughest part about being an independent artist?
The toughest part is you have to. This is something that I learned, and I'm still learning. Is you have to be your own label. You have to be your own manager. You can't, like, what I used to think was one day I'm gonna get signed by some super like high profile agent, and they're gonna clean up all the bad habits I have, and they're gonna fix all of the fucking dumb shit I do, and they're gonna teach me how to sing proper, and they're gonna teach me how to hit the gym, and they're gonna give me a personal trainer, and they're gonna give me a producer and a video guy.
Like, that's the image in your head, right? Like, they're gonna grab you and fix you and be.
A helicopter's gonna fly above. They're gonna drop down a ladder and pull me out of all my bullshit.
Yeah, right.
And all these bills that I have to pay, and all of these relationships that I have to fix, and all these things are just gonna disappear, poof. Yeah. And what I learned is that once I finally started getting into the room with people who were in that position to do those things, they were like, how have you not fixed these problems? If music's really your thing, and if you want to like take it all the way, you got to fix this stuff before you get here.
Wow. Oh, so they were,
and that's real shit.
Yeah.
That's real shit. And I'm so glad that I learned it that way, rather than getting into business with someone who wasn't like that, who was like, nah, you just fucking get wasted every day and just fucking learn how to make it work.
Yeah, we'll take care of the background stuff.
I'll take care of the back. We'll clean up your image.
I feel like it was like that at one point, especially,
to a certain degree.
Yeah, because I saw an interview with I can't remember his fucking name, dude. What's the guy's name that was with Pamela Anderson? He was a drummer for.
Tommy Lee.
Yeah, yes. So
you're asking the right guy.
He was.
So you're asking the right guy.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he was in an interview with Theo Von, and he said that at one point when in their career, especially in their prime, the labels did everything for them, to the point where he was like, after I became like this adult and I was on my own, he didn't know how to navigate through an airport. He was like, dude, I sat down and I cried because I was lost. He's like, he didn't know how to do taxes. He didn't know how to do laundry because they do everything for you and only expect you to be this artist and worry about the artistry. We'll take care of the rest. I feel like now it's not like that. Now it's more like a joint, deal where it's like, we'll help you, but we're not gonna baby you the entire way.
There's circumstances. I mean, even then, that was a circumstance because I mean, they were just superstars, and they were a unit of them, and so it worked. But yeah, there's definitely, I think it was definitely more like that in the past.
Yeah.
There is I've seen it happen now, to a degree, and it's kind of like, it's a huge red flag. It's like, oh, this person's gonna crash hard.
Yeah, because it's a lot for an artist to balance the business and the music. I feel like artists should lean more towards just the artistry, especially if they have any type of label with them.
Yeah, and the thing is like, and this is like one thing that I hope to achieve by going all out and trying my best to make something out of this is to kind of at least be one like lighthouse in the noise. Is the influence that I'm giving out to people, is that especially like younger artists and stuff like that, it's like, because I wish that there would have been someone I could have clung to, because there wasn't. The influences that I had were like okay to terrible.
Yeah.
There's no positive anything. It was like everybody was doing, every band that we toured with, every label that we'd work with, whatever, doing drugs, fucking drinking from sun up to sundown, fucking like going through 5 relationships a week. It's like just having no control over their body, their will, or anything, and also just like not even addressing the misery that I was seeing. It was like really painful to, especially as like as empathetic as I am, to meet. It's like why they say never meet your heroes, but it's I would meet my heroes and I'd be like, how can you be here and be this miserable and not even know it, or not even like, maybe they do know it, but not even like address it. Like it's like I would see like just people who are superstars just like trying to get out of bed. And I'd be like, dude, you're still like, you're wearing the same clothes for the past 4 days. Like,
man.
Like you can't even like, they don't brush their teeth or anything. You just get out the door and get in the car, and it's like they still smell like booze. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, a lot of these celebrities, it's like they are so popular. They go out on these stages and there's just waves of people in front of them. But they're one of the loneliest people in the world. Like they'll go backstage and now they're in these 4 walls alone as hell in their feelings. And it's crazy that a lot of fans don't see that, until there's a documentary fucking years later and you're like, oh, fuck.
And and some of it is like from the outside, some of it's from within. It's like you get programmed to even just not allow people in because it's like it's bad for business, or it's bad for or what your perceived image, what you think people want to see. And the truth is that when you and obviously it's very complicated, it's very touchy, but it's like when you lead with good intentions, the right people won't walk out on you. When you lead with bad intentions, the wrong people won't walk out on you. And so it's like you will always be surrounded by people who are bad for you, they're not bad people, but they're just bad for you. And maybe bad people too, but like isolated on that idea is like they're not good for you. They're perpetuating something that is not long-term sustainable, less redundant, but they will stay in your life and they will continue to do that until you change what you're doing. And when you finally change what you're doing, it's like it feels like it's too late because you're so like all you know is your ways. And like I was like fortunate enough to have, as crazy as this sounds, have no success for a long time. You know, it's like I couldn't get a producer, I couldn't get anyone to shoot my videos, I couldn't get anyone to like stay in a band with me, I couldn't get anyone to do any of these things, and just brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. And I'd have moments here and there, you know, like you know, just certain opportunities and certain like labels and whatever that were interested in certain stars that I got to work with and whatever. And that was cool. But for the most part, like I'd say 300 days a year, I was just eating shit.
Yeah.
And then I was lucky enough to have this moment where I was like, man, I'm fucking miserable. And I don't have anybody to perpetuate that misery but myself. So all I had to do was look within. And nobody told me I was wrong. Nobody told me that I was fucking changing.
Yeah.
No one told me that that this was money was fucking me up, whatever, because I had nothing. I had no money. I just the only person that noticed me changing was me.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking quit doing drugs. I fucking quit being in relationships where I had no boundaries. I quit, you know, like letting days slip through my fingers, and I got in the gym, and I got into dance class, and I got into communities, and I started putting people in my life that had healing properties for me.
Yeah.
You know, and all these things, and I started doing vocal lessons and taking that serious, and I started, you know, like really dialing in on my craft and like learning other genres to produce and practicing and all these things. And all of a sudden, all of these connections that I had developed, that I had, you know, brick walling me for years, started paying attention. And then that was cool too, because now I don't have this mentality of like, oh, now I'm here, now you want to work with me, it's too late. Now I have the thing of like, you had to see the magic to pay attention to the magic show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's good that you have that mentality.
Have that mentality.
A lot of people would be like, oh, fuck you, you know, like.
Yeah, if somebody comes up to you on the street and they're like, I'm going to blow your fucking mind, you're like, whatever, dude. And then when they fucking like, say pick a card and it's your card, then you're like, okay, show me a little more. Yeah. That's what a real executive or a real friend is going to do. Yeah. You know, not everybody you meet in your life is going to like want to build you up from zero. Yeah. You know, and that's fair. Like, yeah, I get it. I'm at a place in my life, unless you really show me something crazy, I don't want to build people up from zero. I don't want to, if I want a kid, I want it to be my, you know, like an adult already. Kid. You don't want a 20-year-old son already? I don't want a 20-year-old. Get in the car. I'm going to take you to vocal lessons. I'm going to take you to dance class. I'm going to take you to the studio. I don't want that. Yeah. So I can imagine, you know, I can imagine if you've already developed a star, you know, or you've been on the road with a star, or you've seen it all, then it's like you kind of know what you're looking for. You kind of know what a star really does, and what they do is they shine even when no one's looking. Yeah, that's what a star does. 100%. You know, so it's like there's no on and off switch. Yeah, it's like you're a star. Yeah, if you want to be somebody that blows people away, you can't wait for them to start looking to start. Yeah, you have to be doing it in the dark. Yeah, every night, night after night. It's one of my songs. Go listen to it. Go listen to that, goddammit. But man, this was a super pleasure. I appreciate you having to sit down with me. I guess let people know what you're working on. Do you have a project you're working on right now? Any singles? We've got a few projects. We just dropped Before the World Knew. Awesome. Which is kind of like self-explanatory to everything we've been talking about. You know, is just you know, becoming the person you want to be, even when no one's looking. And it's on Apple Music or Apple Music, Spotify. Dope. We're gonna be dropping a lot more music. We have, you know, a bunch of features. just a bunch of stuff that's I'm really stoked about.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, and I'm kind of glad that we met in this fourth quarter of the year because I'm pretty sure 2026 moving in, we're definitely gonna be doing a lot of work, a lot of content, a lot of stuff together. So I'm glad that we actually got to meet. So this is super dope.
Yeah, and you know this is the year of the snake. So
Okay.
this last year,
Yeah.
was shedding.
Yeah, shedding.
Shedding,
Yes.
and
So what's the next year? What?
I might be fucking this up, but it's the fire horse.
Okay, well there you go.
That's what someone said to me. I might be fucking it up, but what they said to me, and I really respect this person, is that this last year has been shedding all of the dead weight and all the old habits and old mentalities, and this is the year to just fucking burn shit down, trailblaze.
I feel like that's how it's gonna be, man. I feel like I felt that this year for me. This new year coming in, we just have to just change our mentality a little bit, you know, whether it's eating better or stopping, you know, procrastination, and because that's a lot of people have that issue, you know, they want something but they just expect it to fall in their lap, and it's not how life works, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time, man, and we'll definitely be giving you guys some dope ass visuals.
Dope shit. Fuck shit up, man.
Yeah, man, appreciate you.
you.
Hell yeah. And cut.